Good morning, and thank you for being with us. This morning, we are sharing some of our favorite segments of the recent past. We begin with our conversation with Katie Dykes, the commissioner of the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. Early last month, she talked to us about what we can expect at Connecticut state parks this summer. The season started with a sunny Memorial Day weekend.
It was a great launch to the summer season. We are ready to welcome visitors, and more visitors than ever, to our Connecticut state parks. Our state park system, we have over 110 parks, 32 state forests. We have boat launches all across the state, and they are the largest tourist destination across Connecticut. We welcomed about 17 million visitors in 2022. That's up from just 10 million a couple of years ago. There's no doubt that folks really rediscovered Connecticut as a tourism destination, and especially our state parks is a great place to spend some time outside with your family during the pandemic. And that trend has really stuck, and we love to see it. And we're excited to welcome Connecticut residents and visitors from out of state to our parks this summer.
So I want to highlight some of the parks, and I want to talk about how it all works. But let's just start with the business end of this. We've talked before, you and I. There's been news stories about the lifeguard shortage and staff shortage generally. How are you doing as we head into the even warmer summer months? Do you have enough staff? Do you have enough lifeguards?
Yeah, so thanks to some terrific recruiting work and partnerships, our team has welcomed a great roster of lifeguards this summer. And so we started guarding last weekend at 6 of our state park beaches, including Hammonasset, Rocky Neck, Silver Sands, Sherwood Island, Black Rock, and Swans Pond. And then our lifeguard coverage will increase throughout June, as school winds up for the year. We're going to see more folks on the beaches during the week. So we'll be having plenty of guards available to provide for guarding, especially including at Burr Pond and Indian Wells State Parks.
And I know you have a lot
we're no longer hiring for lifeguards this season, but we do still have many great outdoor seasonal jobs available, especially in the Northwest section of the state. So encourage folks to go to workoutside.ct.gov. We've been able to support some pay increases for our seasonal staff. It's a great work opportunity, and we are still hiring.
See that? You're such a pro. You didn't even need me to ask you the question. You moved right on to the next topic. I want to talk about getting to these parks now. The first thing people need to know about, and there's still people who don't know this, is this Passports to the Park program. If you're in Connecticut, if you have a car registered here, you can just head on in, right? Tell us about this.
Yeah, so with a modest fee on vehicle registrations, that supports all of our parks operations across the state. And so that means that we can welcome Connecticut drivers with no parking fees. And so that's really cut down on one of the hassles for folks coming to our parks on a busy weekend, that if you're a Connecticut resident, you do not have to pay a parking fee. And in addition, we want to make it even easier for folks to access our parks through public transit. So one program that we piloted over the last 2 years, we've now made into a normal part of our park operations. It's the Park Connect program. So working together with DOT, we are now able to provide for transit bus service, including to connect folks from Metro North to be able to get to 3 of our beautiful shoreline parks on our summer days. So that's really exciting. And that means that we have more accessibility to Hammonasset, Silver Sands, those locations for folks coming from our New Haven and Bridgeport, and from our cities, as well as from outer state visitors. So, someone living in New York City can hop on the train and get to the beach. We're really excited about this program.
Well, I knew about the program, but it hadn't occurred to me until I just read an article in preparation to talk to you that you can get on a Metro North train at Grand Central and you can get off and go to the beach in Connecticut. And, people might say, well, listen, you're the Connecticut DEP commissioner. I'm the host of the Connecticut News Show. Why do we care? But we want to show off these. I mean, Silver Sands is a gem. And if you can get people to go out there, so it's got to be good from a state perspective to get as many people to have access as possible, right?
That's right. And, folks, I think, have been hearing a lot in the news about parks reaching capacity and closing. But the park capacity, we close, especially if it's a really hot, muggy day, weekend. Those are the days that we see our parking lots fill up. And that's when we close the park to capacity for new cars coming in. But it is still possible for folks, if you're hopping on the Park Connect bus, to still enter the parks. So it's another reason to think about getting out of your car, getting out of that traffic, and riding the bus, being part of our Park Connect program to enjoy some time at the beach with your family.
Well, and I know if you've been along 95 or coming down Route 9, you've seen those signs on a busy summer morning, Rocky Neck parking full, Hammonasset parking full. I know the DEP Twitter account also has some of those notifications. You can check that. But that's interesting for people to know that if you've seen those signs, there is still a way in. You can't park, but you can get in. Is that important for people to make that distinction?
If you're riding on the bus. So what we're not encouraging is for folks to, park outside the park and then walk in. But if you are taking a transit option like Park Connect, you are able to still enter. And we are encouraging folks, plan ahead, check before you go. You mentioned the Twitter feed, so that's been really helpful. If you just go to @CT State Parks, or @CT Boating Info, you can find real-time information about closures of parks and boat launches. But use some common sense. If you see that it's going to be one of those days, weekend days, particularly with some hot weather, you can be sure that some of our most popular parks may, that have some of the swimming options, may be reaching capacity. So it's not a reason to, give up on recreating outside. We just encourage folks to make sure you have a plan B or a plan C to visit some of our less well-known parks. They're all listed on our website, or think about some other tourism destinations in the area that you can check out.
We have exactly a minute left. I did this to you once before and you agreed to come back, so I'm going to do it to you again. Tell us about a hidden gem, something that you as the commissioner know about that maybe people don't know about while we're talking about Rocky Neck and Hammonasset. Where's a hidden gem they should go check out?
Oh man, for hiking, I love Gay City. Heard State Park, both east of the river are terrific. But last weekend I was up at Lake Warramog with my family. It's a great place to go and swim. It's a great place to camp, and we have terrific partnerships with folks who offer additional amenities. Up at Warramog, you can rent a canoe for $20 an hour and take your kids out. We had a great time on the water. There's so much you can do to explore the outdoors, and we're really excited to welcome folks this summer.
Some excellent suggestions there.